Okay, so the first step is priming and moisturizing, and I'm using my Embryolose cream. I use this on pretty much all my clients. It's like a moisturizer and primer in one, so it smooths out the skin and also really hydrates it, and it lays really nicely under makeup. So I really love this product. Then I'm going in with this Monica Dar Sheer Glow Shimmer Lotion, and you can't really tell on camera, but this does have a shimmer, and I applied this on the high points of her face just to give her a little bit more of a radiant glow to seep through under her foundation, because I want this to be a nice glowy natural look. So now I'm going in with my Smashbox primer, and this is just going to smooth out any texture and fill in any pores. Then I'm going to go in with my Base Atelier foundation in shade 4 for her, and this is a great foundation. I got this a few months ago, and I find that is a great foundation for clients that want to have a more natural, maybe even glowy look. It does let the skin seep through, so it's not going to be like a full-on matte, full coverage mask on their face. It's going to let the skin shine through, and it's going to give off a natural finish. It's definitely not matte, and I don't even consider it dewy. It's just natural. And you definitely can make it matte by adding powder on top, but I just find this is a great foundation for brides and even teens, because it's not going to fully cover up the skin, but it's going to even it out and make it a little bit more perfected, I guess, but not look like, wow, she's wearing makeup. I do want to mention real quick, I see a lot of videos on Instagram and YouTube of makeup artists applying makeup on clients or like makeup models, and they're doing the full, like full-on glam, like highlight, contour, both cream and powder, full-on brows, cat eyes, dark lips, like it's full on. And don't get me wrong, I love that, and every one of my clients, if they wanted that, like I would have no problem doing it because I love doing makeup like that. But if I'm being realistic with you guys, and you guys are aspiring makeup artists and want to get into weddings and bridal makeup, I just want to warn you guys, 9 times out of 10 your bride is not going to want to look like those videos that you see on social media. That's just kind of for show, and yes, just some clients do want that, but a lot of brides aren't going to want that. A lot of the brides that I've had want a look like the one that's in this video. They want something that's natural and is going to enhance their beauty. They don't want to look like somebody completely different on their wedding day. So you're not going to see me do crazy techniques with highlighting, contouring, and all these crazy things you see online. It's going to be natural and like your average makeup application. So I just wanted to put that out there and just kind of warn you guys, if you are you know, getting into that industry, you know, a lot of your brides are going to want more of a look like this one. And you may get those brides that want full-on glam, and that's awesome because I love that. But a lot of brides want to look natural on their wedding day, and it's totally understandable. So I just wanted to give you guys a little warning. But now I am going in with a color corrector, and I'm using the one by Graftobian, and I am just color correcting underneath her eyes just to get rid of the darkness that she had under there. It wasn't too bad, but it's always good to do that if you really want to brighten up the under eye area. Now I'm going in with my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I believe I mixed the shades NC20 and NC25. I didn't do a like extreme highlight underneath her eyes. I just went a few shades lighter than her foundation just to brighten up that area. MAC Pro Longwear Concealer is probably my favorite because it's so long lasting and it just has great coverage. So if you're looking for a concealer for your kit, I definitely recommend that one. Here I just went in with the concealer and just put a little bit in between the brows and on the nose, just to balance out the face and the chin. Not necessarily to highlight, but just to balance it out with the rest, with underneath her eyes, because you don't want just like bright under eye area. You want it to be balanced around the face. So now I'm going in with my Airspun powder. Love this powder. I use it all the time, and so much product comes in one container, so I definitely recommend it. I use that to set the concealer, and then to brighten up the center of the face, I'm going to use Bobbi Brown's powder, sheer powder in whites. And no, it's not white, but it does brighten up the skin. I really love that powder for just brightening up the eyes, and it's very, very sheer, so don't think that you're gonna get like a white cast or anything like that. Now I'm going in with my Media Pro powder by Ben Nye, and I went in with the yellow powder, and then I'm going in with a powder that is closer to her skin tone. And then I'm going in with my Bahama Mama bronzer, and I'm not necessarily contouring, I'm just warming up the face with a big brush. She has a pretty structured face, so I felt that there's no need to contour, just more so just bronze up the skin and warm it up. Now time for blush. I'm using a blush from my BH Cosmetics blush palette. I love that palette. They have different ones that you can purchase with different kinds of colors. I have another one as well, but they just have a nice variety of shades, and I think the quality is great. So I'm using that. It's just like a nice pink shade, and then I'm going in with a highlighter shade that comes in the Highlight and Contour palette by Morphe. I'm not necessarily like highlighting, like you're not going to see like a beam of shimmer across her cheek. I love that look for myself, but the average person that doesn't really wear a lot of makeup most likely isn't gonna like that. They don't really get the shimmer thing, the whole like highlight is popping thing. Like, yeah, people don't really get that. So I just added a little bit to give her a little bit of a glow and a slight shimmer. And now I'm going in with the brows, and she is growing out her brows currently because she wants to get them kind of reshaped and even, so she's growing them out. So there's a lot of hairs that you can see like on the side there's a lot of hairs that are just waiting to be waxed, but you know, when you grow out your brows, you got to be patient. You know, you may look a little crazy for a while, but it's just what you got to do. I've done it before. So anyways, I'm just pretty much following her natural shape, and I will cover up those extra hairs that you see on her brow bone with concealer, like I'm doing right here. So basically, if you have a client that's growing out their brows, just cover up those sparse hairs with like a full coverage concealer. They will seep through, but it's not a big deal. And just follow their natural brow shape to fill in the brow. Don't be filling in like wherever there's hair, because that's gonna look really unnatural. But yeah, I'm just using like a brow brown powder. Now I'm priming her lids. I'm using my Lorac Pro primer. It's just a clear primer, and I like to apply that and then like some kind of concealer or colored primer on top to get rid of any discoloration. I do the same thing on myself. I'm using whatever leftover Pro Longwear concealer I had on my palette to cover up on her eyes, and then once I have that, I'm going to set it. So when I go in with my eyeshadows, they're going to glide on rather than be all patchy and stuff from the wet primer. So right here, I was just setting the eyeshadow primer, and now I'm going to go in with this light brown from one of the Morphe palettes. I believe it was the 350 palette, and I am applying this in her crease as a transition shade. And yeah, I'm just applying that right in the crease with a big fluffy brush and really making sure it's nice and blended. And then I'm going to go in with a more tapered brush to have the product go on a little bit more precisely. And I'm going to be using this brown shade called Taupe by Lorac. It's from the Lorac Pro palette, the black one. I think it's the original one. And I'm focusing this on the outer corner, and this is just going to add a little bit of depth, and then I'm going in with more of a mauve shade. I wanted to add a little bit of a mauve tone to the eyes because I thought it would really help her eyes pop. She has like light brown I don't know if they were really hazel, but they're like a lighter brown. So I feel like mauve just helps like make them pop a little bit more rather than just regular brown. Now I'm going in with MAC Soft Ochre and just carving out her lid space. I'm not being super precise with it. I basically just wanted the eyeshadow that I'm putting on the lid to be a little bit more pigmented. So now I'm going in with that Lorac Unzipped palette again, and I'm using that bronzy shade, and I'm putting that in the center of the eye to add as a little pop of shimmer. And then I'm going to be using the lightest shade in that palette, which is more of like a cream matte shade, and I'm using that in the inner corner. I really like to mix shimmers and mattes. I like to use mattes on the inner corner and then a little pop of shimmer in the center of the eye. On brides. I don't know why, I just like the mix of texture, I guess. I just feel like it's really pretty, and sometimes I think all matte eyes are very flat, so adding that little pop of shimmer just gives it a little bit extra glam, I guess. So now I'm just repeating those steps on the other eye. So I'm mixing those two brown shades from the same palette, and I'm smudging that on the lash line. And then I decided to put a little bit of powder underneath her eyes just to catch any fallout, since I was using darker shades. And then I was just explaining to her what I was doing, because sometimes when people see excess powder on their face like that, they have no idea what I'm doing. So I like to just explain why I put it there. So yeah, now I'm just deepening up that lash line a little bit more with a deeper brown shade, and I'm really getting close to those lashes. And then I'm going to take a black eyeliner and start smudging that on the lash line. This part doesn't need to be perfect because it's all being smudged out. It doesn't need to be like a perfect line, but I'm just lifting her lid a little bit so I can really get in those lashes. That's like a little tip when you're doing eyeliner, is to lift the lid so you get really close to those lashes. So yeah, I'm just applying that black liner, and then I will smudge it out further with that dark brown shadow. So now I'm taking some brown eyeliner. I decided to use brown because I thought it went with the look nicer than black. And I'm applying that on the lower waterline and then a little bit on the lower lash line on the outer corner. And now I'm going to take a brown eyeshadow and smudge out that eyeliner, focusing it mostly on the outer corner. That's where I want it to be the thickest. And by doing this, you're going to set the eyeliner so it doesn't move, and also you're just going to be able to blend out that eyeliner. Then I'm going to blend it out even further by taking those two matte shades and just softly applying that below all the other shadows I use, just so it's a nice soft gradient. So now I'm taking that bronze shade that I applied on the center of the eyelid, and I'm putting that towards the inner corner just to add a little pop of shimmer on the inner corner. I just thought it looked really pretty. And now I'm going to take the lightest shade that I used on the lid, which is that light cream shade, and put that towards the tear ducts just to open them up and make the eyes look more awake. So I dusted away that powder, and now I'm just applying a little bit of a brow highlight with the lightest cream shade that we have been using from the Unzipped palette. So I decided to bake the contour area / jaw area and chin because those are areas that get a lot of movement from talking. So the makeup is more prone to wear off quicker than other areas, and also you don't realize it, but you touch that area a lot. So when you're kissing people hello at a wedding or whatever, because obviously this is for a bride, that area gets touched a lot, and also you lean your chin on your hands and it just wears off. So by baking it, it's just going to keep it lasting a little bit longer. And now I'm applying mascara, and I just like to lift the lid a little bit so I can really get in there. And also if they blink, it kind of helps you out in a way because it combs the hairs through the spoolie, but you don't want them to blink so hard where it creates a mess on the lower eye area. But now you're just going to line the lips, and I'm using a lip liner actually by Wet n Wild. I know, it's super cheap, but it's a beautiful color, and it comes with a lot of product. It's a very long pencil, so I really like it. It's like a nudish pink shade. And then I'm going to be applying NYX lipstick in Pops. And it's kind of like not shimmery, shiny lipstick. And it's like a mauve brown shade. So I'm continuing with the mauve theme on the lips. And then I'm going to top that off with a NYX Butter Gloss. I don't remember the name. If I remember, I'll list it down below, but any gloss will do. I just thought that the gloss kind of finished it off really nicely, but obviously that's a preference up to the bride. Some brides like matte lips because they think that they last longer, and it's really just a preference. So I'm finishing off by combing through the brows with a brow mascara by NYX. And that's it, you guys. I hope you all enjoyed. I really enjoyed making this video. Oh, here I was just adding a little bit of black to the lash line just to deepen it up a little bit. But yeah, overall, that is the finished look. It's a very soft, pretty, romantic bridal look. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to doing more videos on clients. I think it's a lot of fun. So thanks, guys. Bye.